coronavirus live updates 14,042,020. New Zealand extends its state of emergency for another 7 days. Authorities in New Zealand have extended the country's state of national emergency for another 7 days in order to support the government's efforts to combat the spread of COVID-19. The initial declaration was made on March 25, and today's extension is the third of its kind. The 7-day declaration can be extended as many times as necessary, Minister of Civil Defence Penny Henare said in a statement. The state of emergency provides those managing the response in an emergency the ability to access powers they would not normally have but might require now to implement and enforce these measures, including managing roads, traffic, and public places, providing first aid, food, shelter, and accommodation, Henare said. New Zealand has reported 1,366 coronavirus cases and 9 COVID-19-related fatalities, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University. It's just past 11 p.m. in New York and 11 a.m. in Singapore. Here's the latest on the pandemic. Here's what you need to know. Global cases near 2 million. The novel coronavirus has infected at least 1,918,855 people and killed 119,588 worldwide, according to Johns Hopkins University. More than 581,000 patients have been identified in the U.S., including over 23,600 deaths. New York preparing for what's next. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said Monday that the worst is over in his state, but that people need to continue to be smart going forward and practice social distancing. Cuomo said the state is looking at a plan to reopen after the shutdown that is in coordination with other surrounding states. Heated briefing, President Donald Trump lashed out at criticism of his handling of the coronavirus crisis during a grievance-fueled appearance from the White House that featured a propaganda-like video he said was produced by his aides. Everything we did was right, Trump insisted. Census delay. Trump also said he will ask for a delay to the 2020 census to make sure it is completed safely and accurately. The data gleaned from the census, which is conducted every 10 years, is used to apportion members of Congress among the states, as well as the data that states use to draw congressional districts. Semblance of normalcy in Spain. Around 300,000 non-essential workers are estimated to have gone back to their jobs in Spain's Madrid region on Monday, as the country began a partial lifting of lockdown restrictions aimed at curbing the spread of coronavirus, a spokesperson for Madrid's regional government told CNN. Singapore's biggest spike. The Southeast Asian city-state reported 386 new cases on Monday, all locally transmitted. It's the largest single-day increase since the outbreak began in the country, according to the Ministry of Health. Malaysia is running out of PPE. The country will run out of personal protective equipment for frontline medical workers in 2 weeks, unless it can purchase more or receives donations, the Health Ministry's Director General said. The creator of an influential coronavirus model says the U.S. can stop transmission this summer. The creator of an influential coronavirus model, Dr. Christopher Murray, told CNN's Anderson Cooper on Monday that the country can essentially stop coronavirus transmission this summer. The one thing we absolutely know for sure is that social distancing measures work, said Murray, director of the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington. It leads to a situation where every case is infecting less than one other case, and that means if you keep the course, you'll get transmission essentially down to zero. Murray said that's happening in Italy and China, and there's no reason it wouldn't work here. Murray's model, which is often cited by the White House, assumes that social distancing will continue through May. But experts have pushed back on the model's assumption that states can prevent any resurgence of the virus once those measures are lifted. China identified 89 new cases of novel coronavirus on Monday. Public health authorities in China recorded 89 new cases of the novel coronavirus on Monday, the country's National Health Commission reported. The new cases raised the mainland China total to 82,249. The death toll remains at 3,341. A total of 77,738 people have been discharged from hospital, authorities said. All but 3 of the new cases recorded Monday were imported from other countries, according to the NHC. Michigan extends coronavirus-related business closures through April 30th. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed several executive orders Monday, ordering several types of businesses to remain closed to the public for the time being. The orders will impact restaurants, which are limited to carry-out and delivery orders only, bars, gyms, theaters, casinos, and other places of public accommodation, and will remain in place until April 30th. By extending these executive orders, we ensure that our state continues to do all it can to suppress the spread of COVID-19 by limiting in-person interactions and services as much as possible right now, while also ensuring that vital goods and supplies get to the people who need them most as quickly and safely as possible, Whitmer said in a statement. Whitmer's office also announced an executive order tasking the Michigan Liquor Control Commission with initiating a Spirits Buyback program, in the hopes it would offer financial relief to bars and restaurants. Michigan's 8,500 on-premises liquor licensees continued to make unprecedented sacrifices to help slow the spread of COVID-19 across our state, she said. This buyback program will help our bars and restaurants critical to Michigan's economy weather the storm through this challenging time in our history. New York's fire department reports no new COVID-19 cases for first time during outbreak. The New York Fire Department has reported no new cases of COVID-19 today, the first time that's happened since the pandemic hit the city, according to spokesman Jim Long. New York City has been one of the hardest hit places in the United States. More than 100,000 people have been infected there, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University, and at least 7,349 people have died. FDNY Commissioner Daniel Negro said during an interview with television station New One that about 650 members of the department have COVID-19 right now. That number doesn't include people that have gone back to work who previously tested positive for the virus. Some of our members have been sick with the virus themselves and got well and have come back to work to serve the city, serve the people of the city. I am really incredibly proud of them, Negro said. More people right now have gone back to work each day than go out sick.